We're back with another Bible story. This time, we're going to talk about why Jesus did not allow his family to take care of his mother after he was crucified. Yes, he didn't allow his own family. He allowed one of his apostles to take care of her instead. We look back in the Gospels, all through the Gospels, it talks about Jesus' family. Mary was a virgin until she had Jesus. After Jesus, she had many children. The Bible talks about all of his brothers and sisters, numerous throughout the Gospels. Even names James, Joseph, different brothers that he had, Simon. So we know about his brothers, we know about his sisters, but it was always weird. Why did Jesus not allow them to take care of Mary? Well, the reason why, if you go back in the scriptures, what made Jesus angry? What made him mad? Well, let's go back to when he was teaching earlier, and the Bible said that he looked on them in anger. He was preaching to these people, and they did not believe him. They're like, well, you're like, well, Jesus wouldn't be angry. Yes, Jesus was angry to the point that you could tell that he was angry. He was literally what we call today mean mugging. He was just mean mugging all of them, wanting to know why they were acting the way that they were. And the Bible describes why he was mad and mean mugging them. It's because of their unbelief. It wasn't because of their hairdos or how long their dresses were or any of this other nonsense. It was because they didn't believe. Well, his family was the ultimate unbelievers. They had been with him all of their life, and they still didn't believe. One time he was going to a festival, and the Bible said that his brothers still did not believe in him. None of them believed except for his mother Mary. So when he was hanging on the cross and was dying, he looked at Mary and said, "Behold thy son." Then he looked at John and said, "Behold thy mother." And John said from that very hour, he took Mary into his own house and he took care of her. So that's the reason James and all of his sisters and brothers and nobody else in his family was allowed by Jesus to take care of Mary, was because of their unbelief. He knew John loved him and believed, even though he only knew John for 3.5 years. He allowed John to take care of his mother. Now we know from Paul's writings that Jesus did go on after he rose from the dead and appeared to all the other apostles. He did finally go to James, his brother, and show himself, and James finally believed. So we know James become a Christian and wrote the book of James and become a mighty man in Jerusalem. But it took Jesus literally going to him to ever wake him up. That's why Mary was not allowed to live with her own children, because of unbelief.